Hi everyone, my name is Nur Izzatia Tika binti Mat Sariman. Today's topic is ecosystem. We're going to discuss more into this topic. Before I start, you guys can refer to science textbook Form 2, Chapter 2, Ecosystem. This chapter has 4 subtopics, but I'm not going to cover the whole chapter in this video, but I'm going to cover only the first subtopic, which is energy flow in ecosystem. Ecosystem is a community of living organisms along with their natural habitat and non-living things of their environment. Ecosystem could be a pond, jungle, and it could be your house as well. Even our Earth is an ecosystem. In an ecosystem, organisms can be classified as producer, consumer, and decomposer. So, producer is an organism that produces its own food through photosynthesis. Producer in this context refer to plants. Next, consumer is an organism that eats another organism. Consumer divided into 3, which are primary, secondary, and tertiary. Primary consumer are herbivores and omnivores that eat producers, for example, caterpillars. Next, secondary consumer is an omnivore and carnivore that eats the primary consumer. For example, the Himalayan bluetail is an omnivore because it eats caterpillars and fruits. However, the kingfisher is a primary carnivore because it eats primary consumers such as snails, fish, tadpole, and shrimps. Lastly, tertiary consumer is a secondary carnivore or omnivore that eats a secondary consumer. The size of a tertiary consumer is usually bigger than a primary or secondary consumer. For example, eagle, tiger, lion, and many more. Human as consumer. Where should we put ourselves? Human is an example of tertiary consumer. Humans are omnivores, meaning that we eat both plants and animal materials. If a person chooses to be a vegetarian or vegan, they would be classified as a primary consumer as they only eat plant material. By eating food such as chicken that only eats grain, a person would fill the role of secondary consumer. However, if the chicken is also able to eat insects, the person is a tertiary consumer. I saw some videos on the internet of someone feed their chicken with chicken nugget. Not only chicken nugget but also fried chicken, roasted chicken, and many more. So, here's the video.
Yummy, yummy. Chicken's eating chicken. Cannibals. If they even knew what it was. There you go, folks. Chickens do eat chicken.
So, basically, the video showed us that the chicken just ate another chicken, like their own species, right? So, does this mean that chicken is cannibal? Okay, no. They won't be cannibal. But if a chicken attacks, kills, and eats another chicken by themselves, that chicken is cannibal. Lastly, decomposers. Decomposers is an organism that breaks down dead animal and plants into simpler material or nutrients, such as microorganisms and fungi. This interaction is known as saprophytism. Most of us enjoy eating our favorite food, whether it is pizza, fried chicken, fruits, or any other foods, not just for the deliciousness, but also give us energy that we need for any activities like playing badminton, cooking, cleaning the house, or even complete your bunch of assignments need a lot of energies. Same goes to the other living organisms like rabbit eats carrot, panda eats bamboos, plants need sunlight. If it's alive, then it needs energy. Energy passes from one organism to another as they eat plants or other organisms. This flow of energy from one living thing to another living thing is called a food chain or food web. food chain is a linear sequence of organisms which start from producer organism and ends with decomposer species. For example, grasshopper eats grass and they be eaten by frog. Then the snake eat the frog and hogs eat the snake, and the hogs die and decompose by bacteria and fungi and become a nutrient that is used by the grass. But everything is not that simple, where food web is a connection of multiple food chains. From this chart, grass can be eaten by both rabbits and grasshopper. Mouse can be eaten by snakes and kookaburra, and this snake can be eaten by eagle and kookaburra. From the food chain and food web, we get to know how organisms relate to each other. Food chain and food web form an integral part of this ecosystem. Why ecosystem is important? Firstly, ecosystem provide habitat to wild plants and animals. Second, ecosystem promotes various food chains and food webs, just like what we already discussed before. Third, it controls essential ecological processes and promotes life. Ecological processes here refer to primary production, respiration, energy, reproduction, and decomposition. Fourth, ecosystem involved in recycling of nutrients between biotic and abiotic components. Biotic components refer to all living components of an ecosystem, including producers, consumers, and decomposers, are examples of biotic components, while for abiotic components refer to all non-living components of an ecosystem, including water, light, air, soil, rocks, mineral, and nutrients are examples of abiotic components. Lastly, number 5, ecosystem helps in maintaining the usual flow of energy in an ecosystem, including carbon cycle, energy cycle, nitrogen cycle, oxygen cycle, and water cycle. So, the Bangau Bangau song in the beginning is all about ecosystem. You can see multiple food chain in the lyrics and how it affects the ecosystem. So, that's all from me. Bye!